Good morning friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here. I am working on my Shrooms Journal. This is using the beautiful mushrooms from days gone by the Junk Journal Studio. And look, I've actually done the cover. Amazing. I actually got the sewing machine out this week and I sewed the cover together and I am so pleased with it. So it's a fabric cover. Upholstery fabric on the outside. It's got this lovely crocheted doily on the front. I'm not sure if that's going to be all I do. I might put lace on the spine there on the spine. I might not. I might put something else. But for now, that's how it is. And I've also sewn in the closure. It's actually sewn into the cover. And this is a belt off of a dress. It's so soft. It's really, really lovely. And I've used the same fabric on the inside. Excuse me. This is a dress that a friend gave me. It was already torn when she gave it to me. I suspect it's from somewhere overseas because she's a well-travelled lady. It's so soft. I don't know what it is, but it's really, really soft fabric. So that's on the inside, and I'm using that on bits and pieces, like the centre that we did for this journal. With the Edith Holden, it's got that same fabric hinged on that there. So it's popping up here and there, this same fabric, because I've got a whole dress of it. Half of it is blue and half is brown, and I think the brown works beautifully. I've folded up the upholstery fabric into a pocket, both front and back, and it had a raw edge, so I've hand stitched it with embroidery thread and a blanket stitch. So what I want to do today is we're going to do some work on the journal. There's a bunch of pockets and envelopes that come as part of the kit, and I want to kind of prepare those first. I'm just kind of wondering, so we've got these lovely angled pockets, just wondering whether I score them or just like wing it. I'm going to wing it. Like, I just actually can't be bothered fighting to get my scoreboard out. It lives down beside my shelves behind me, and there's a whole lot of other stuff in front of it, and it's just usually creates an avalanche when I pull it out. And it's like, I just actually can't be bothered with it right now. So we're going to wing it and hope for the best. And this has got lovely lines on the gussets. These are the gussets. So we've got a good guideline to fold to, that we can make sure it kind of goes where we want it, hopefully. And again, these lines are vertical, but it's got the colour change, so we know where we're folding. And that went pretty well, I feel. So that's one. I do want to reinforce this. It's only photocopy paper. So I'm just going to grab out a strip of paper from cutting out this digital or some other digital. I'm going to put a strip, so I want to kind of cut. Hopefully that's the right angle. It's close enough. Cut a strip of it, or a piece off. That's a little bit too long. And then there's just a little flat piece at the top here, so we're just going to kind of snip that off. Totally different angle, doesn't matter. This is the area that's going to be stressed the most with things going in and out, and that's all I really want to reinforce, is that particular piece. Okay, I'm dropping things all over the show this morning. You may have noticed. Clang go the scissors, clatter clatter goes the glue stick. I'm sorry if that's harsh in your ears. I'll try and be conscious of how I'm putting things down or not dropping things, but sometimes I'm just a clumsy girl, especially when I'm tired, and I am tired. Oops, I just didn't quite put that far enough over, but it's okay. I think we'll be, yeah, we'll be fine. Oh, and I did not line that up properly. Ink will take care of it. I'm not going to ink these on camera. Well, not at this stage anyway. Because I've got a few things I want to get done in this video. So I'll save that for off camera as much as possible. If there's something that I need to do before I do the next step, then of course I will go ahead and do that. I'm just looking at my glue page and I can see the shine of all the glue on there. So let's take a moment and remove it, because that is, it's obviously already been used well and truly. This page, this is just my glue pages. I'm going to tear out because that makes good backing paper on that side. So we might as well preserve that for that use rather than gluing. I'm just getting rid of some of that stuff on the edge there. I don't know why I'm doing this on camera, really. This is just me being tired and a bit all over the place. Right, let's do this one. Yes, I will fold it first because then I know where I'm putting my reinforcing paper. So the lines on here make it super easy to fold it where you want it to go. And straight, without scoreboard. So how are you doing today, my friends? What are you up to today? We are in for a perler, which means a spectacular spring day here. It's supposed to get up somewhere between 24 and 28 degrees. I'm not sure. Oh, I need to do the reinforcing. What we'll get here, that's kind of just a broad temperature range for our region. So it means today's food bank day, it means it's going to be pretty warm working down at the food bank. You know, lifting heavy boxes and moving stuff. I'm definitely noticing with the increase, oh, that's the wrong way around, let's flip it over, increase in temperature that I'm working up a sweat, and we're only in spring. But it's really nice, you know, working hard. It's all good. All right, snip off that little corner again. Double check that I got the, yep, that looks good. Well, goodish. Might actually just use the back of this piece for gluing on. Yeah, so I can expect a toasty one. It's a little bit more sheltered. Well, sheltered from the easterly wind where the food bank is. The easterly is cold because it comes off the sea. But it is supposed to be norwesterly this afternoon, which means that it won't be sheltered from the norwesterly at the food bank. So it's probably going to be a bit windy and a bit hot and a bit delicious. So looking forward to a nice warm day. It's a little cool at the moment, but early in the day yet. So there we have two lovely pockets. We can decorate them up, but I really just want to kind of prepare them so they're ready to go when I decide where they're going. And if I'm using them, I may not use them. And you're like, well, why are you putting us through this? Because I want to have them ready to go in case I do. And some of them, like this sweet little pocket, actually no, this isn't the one I was thinking of. This one is an envelope, a vertical envelope. I may actually not stick on the page, but use to tuck in a pocket. So we're just doing some ephemera prep. That's what we're doing. So this is a little kind of like library pocket. Just using my thumbnail to do the creasing, and that is not straight. I didn't think it was straight. I put my crease in too early because I knew it wasn't straight. I really did. Now for this one, I am going to ink just that back part that shows through the thumb notch. Actually, I might do the whole top. This one could actually go in a pocket as well. You know, a pocket in a pocket, or a pocket on a tag or a journal card. It's really, really sweet. Now, I still haven't folded that straight. My folding skills have left the building. Okay, just got a little bit showing there. Again, my folding skills are letting me down, but we'll just do a little trim and it'll be all good. Now, my theory for putting this one inside something else is, you know, that's pretty. Don't really want to glue it down and hide it because it's lovely. So this one, do I want to reinforce it? I'm thinking it would be a good idea. So I'll just use one of these bits that I cut off the other one. And we'll just trim out the thumb notch again. No biggie. I keep pulling that book page out of the rubbish bin to glue on it again. There we go. Just reinforce that top. Give it a little... Actually, I do need... Do I need to? Yes, I probably do need to ink this part. Here we go. See how easy and quick that was? Because these are the parts that are harder to ink once it's together. So I'm going to go ahead. Just do bits like this. And now I will glue this up. That needs to go on the inside actually. Preferably. Just got a little bit showing there. Snip it off like so. Okay, and oh, my glue's coming out a bit watery. Let me just give it a little kind of shake up. Must be separating a little bit in the warmth. There we go. Not that it's ultra warm at the moment, but it will get there. Just didn't quite get to the top. Let's a little extra there. Make sure I don't glue it together. Glue the pocket shut. There we go, cute. And I feel that doesn't really need anything. We could put a word or a wee label or something, but it's beautiful as is. Okay, on to this one. This one doesn't have the line for folding, but we've got this line of the cut edge, so I'm just going to, again, just wing it. Adjust if we need to adjust. It will be all good. Okay, it does have the lines down the sides between the patterns. Just using that. I'm excited for the coming weekend. We have plans to go to my new favourite place. Can you guess? We are going to Book Barn. So excited. Like, we need more books, like, I don't know, a library going out of business. But it's just so much fun. It's the treasure hunt, you know. And is there really such a thing as too many books? Right, I'm actually going to use my grid on my mat here to make sure I fold this straightish. There we go. So yes, very excited for that. Right, where do I need to ink? I need to ink anywhere, maybe along the top of those. Yes, very excited. So I'm out all day Friday and can't do the grocery shopping like I would normally. So we're primarily going into the city to get the grocery shopping done on Saturday. But we're also going to go to Book Barn, and then we're going to have lunch out at a Indian restaurant, same one we went to a few weeks back after our last trip to Book Barn. And yeah, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun weekend. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to what treasures we can find. Yeah, it's exciting. And hubby's excited, and it's nice when he's looking forward to something. Right, I will do the rest off camera, as I was saying, but I'm just going to do this flap. I could do this flap off camera, but I'm kind of like in the zone. So we'll just give that a little light tickle with the ink. Okay, so let's glue this together. You could actually leave it open and have it as like a fold out writing spot, but I'm going to glue it together. So just along this outside edge and this outside edge, so when we fold them together, it's going to nicely glue it and make sure it's not seeping through to close it all together, which would be really annoying. And then just a little like U shape on the bottom flap. So again, decorate that up and it's going to be beautiful. Might put a little closure on there, but I will decide that when I come to working with it. Right, now these two little pockets, really cute. They have matching journal cards to go inside them, which are really lovely. So these are the two journal cards. Very slim, lovely journal cards with a lovely kind of like, I don't know what's the word, you know, distressed edge, but not like actually with chunks out of it. Gosh, I can't think of what to call that for the life of me. I guess distressed, but it's not like distressed with ink or visual effect. It's actual little chunky bits taken out. Oh my gosh, words fail me. So these are beautiful, not quite blank slate, like they're already pretty, but definitely room to decorate them up. And then with the lovely journal cards inside them. I did only print them on photocopy paper though, so they do need backing, which means I've got to then redo all the little indentations around the edges, but that's okay. I don't mind doing that. So just going to make sure I haven't folded it too narrow. Make sure our tag still fits in, and it does. Awesome. So that's that one. Again, I think I'm going to reinforce the top. If you print on a heavier paper, you don't need to worry about reinforcing, but it's just a little step I like to take to bring some longevity to the pieces without printing everything out on heavy paper or cardstock. Okay, that's that one. So we'll pop those two together. And our last pocket here. Thank you for coming and doing all this prep work with me. This is a journal that I've kind of been hampered with because I didn't have the cover done. I felt like I couldn't do a lot of things. Now I think I've folded that in too much. Let's just ease it out a little bit. Yeah, it was really hampering me. I think it's more like perception than reality. Like I felt like I couldn't really move ahead because I didn't have the cover. And yes, I have done certain things, but yeah, I just mentally just found it quite difficult to work on. So it's a journey of discovery. Isn't that what junk journaling is? We're always working things out, what we like, what we don't like, what works for us, what doesn't work, all those sorts of things. And our tag fits in there nicely. I might actually just slide those in and leave them like that together, but I'm just going to take this one out so I can reinforce the top. Yeah, I feel like I'm always discovering things about myself, and I've discovered that certain things provide just a mental block to progressing. So I need to concentrate more on like getting covers done earlier in the piece rather than leaving it till later. Okay, fits good. Okay, and slide that one in there so I remember that they go together. Cool. Right, on to the next thing. Let's crack on and get something else done, which is a bit of stamping. So I have this vellum. I picked it up at a cheap shop. It cost me almost $9. I thought that was quite dear for a cheap shop, but it is vellum, and vellum in other shops I've seen it for like $20 to $30. So I guess $8.90 is cheap. I also picked up a pack of this same vellum at an op shop for 50 cents. And this, you know, complete, no missing pages or anything. So this cheap, it does not compare with my op shop cheap. But between the two, it makes them both cheap, doesn't it? If you spread out that cost over both packs. I'm going to grab a sheet out of vellum. And it's not something I've worked with a lot because it's always been like just too pricey for me. And I have my new stamp pad, my Stazon Ganache, which is a deep dark brown, which is going to work beautifully with this kit. And I want to do some stamping, obviously, because I've got stamp pad out. Where have I put the stamps? I had them. Where have I put them? Just bear with me one moment. Oh, why did I put them all the way over there? Crazy. No, that's not them. I think I'm going to pause the camera while I find my stamps that I had out and ready and have now lost. I'll be right back. Well, I found it. I had buried it. Just nothing abnormal about that at all. I'm constantly burying stuff as I shuffle around my desk into the chair beside me and da-da-da-da. Anyway, I have this set of mushroom stamps and I want to stamp them on the vellum, and I want to have this ready so I can embellish things with it, decorate them up, just to add a different texture, a different look. I also made myself a cup of tea while I was had the camera on pause, so I thought, why not? Might as well just make ourselves a cheeky little cup of tea. Now I've just got to remember to drink it while I get busy. So I've only barely played with this ink pad. Just so happy to finally have something that allows me to stamp on surfaces like vellum or tracing paper. I do have quite a bit of tracing paper. I could have stamped on that, but I also want to play with the vellum. So most of these stamps I haven't actually used yet. So I'm just going to kind of get busy here. Ah, oh, beautiful. And I think I want to do kind of like a collage-y kind of effect. maybe actually we'll just, I'm thinking maybe some I might tear out, like fussy tear them out, and some I might just make it as a collage and have a strip of. So I don't know that I'm going to, oh, I didn't concentrate too much on that, but that's okay. Not make it too sort of like gritty or anything. I don't know. I'm going to try and be random. That one stamped super dark. Don't quite know why. Did I give it more ink? This is a brand new ink pad, so maybe I just was a bit heavy-handed with the inking. I definitely like this, you know, lighter stamp a little bit better. Do I want to stamp off the page? I might do. So let's put something underneath just so I can stamp off the page. Yeah, nice, 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 nice. So just come along and do a little bit of stamping with me. Do one up the top as well. I hope I stay in camera. Please forgive me if I just slip off here and there. I have brought the camera down a little bit lower to try and get sort of more straight up and down my surface, and it does sometimes mean, well, it does actually mean that I'm reduced in my area, my work area. I keep adjusting, keep trying to get kind of the sweet spot that gives me the best of both worlds, but you know, I can only work with the limitations of the equipment and the space that I have. So there we have it. Did I take my multivitamin this morning? Yes, I did. That's good. Oh, my alarm. Sorry, I'm going to pause the camera because I just realised my alarm's going to go off soon and I don't want to be interrupted by that and throw me off. So I'll be right back again. Turning into something of a muddly video, isn't it? I do apologise. I just, yeah. I'll just chalk it up to being tired. Yeah, that's my excuse. I'll stick with it. And it happens to be true. And I had this weird dream this morning. I don't remember much of it, you know, as dreams go, but I definitely remember the feeling of it. And I can't remember how it led up to the situation, but I was in a room with a whole lot of people, and somebody said something that wasn't very kind, and I got a bit miffed, a lot miffed in the dream. And so I walked out and I had a few people follow me and check that I was okay and stuff like that. And but just that feeling of being like almost bullied, and I was bullied as a child at school, so I did not like that feeling of being spoken to unkindly. And I can't remember how, why, what. Oh, there's a little female blackbird on the deck beside me. Just distracted. Yeah, but just that feeling, you know, that horrible feeling. It's like, it's not my fault. I'm not, you know, I'm not worth you being mean to. Like, why are you being so mean? I don't remember anything like the scenario in the dream, what even they said. I just have that residual feeling of being mean or put down or something. Yeah, so not nice. Not a nice feeling to carry through your day. And I know it's only a dream, and I'm trying to tell myself it's just a dream. It's not actually real. But, you know, sometimes telling yourself these things, it takes a while to sink in and let go of. Yeah, love these stamps. They are so cool. Probably not seeing them at their best with the paper I've got underneath. But we'll have a look at them once we're done. Okay, I might have to cycle back around some of these stamps as we sort of start to fill it up. I don't have the Stazon stamp cleaner, so I'm just using a wet wipe. I don't know if there's a specific reason other than to stop your stamps getting stained to use the actual stamp cleaner. If anybody knows, would you be able to tell me, like, does it prolong the life of your stamps if you use the Stazon stamp cleaner? Or is it just another thing to sell you a product and make some money? Or is it just for aesthetics to make your stamps, you know, clear again? I'd love to know, because, you know, if it preserves the length of the lifespan of the stamps, then, you know, I'd look at buying it, because it's an investment in stamps, isn't it? Even these cheap ones, they're beautiful stamps and they work really well. Get as much life out of them as possible would be great. Being very or trying to be very random here. I don't know how well I'm succeeding, but beautiful detail in these stamps. I'm really happy for such a cheap set. You can probably tell from the packaging pretty much where I got them from. Lovely toadstool. And the Stazon wink. Stazon ink just works a treat. Really does. It's wonderful. It took me so long to invest in some Stazon ink, and now I want more because it enables. Oh, like that's doing a funky kind of bleeding thing. Maybe I over inked it. Invest in some more Stazon ink, because to be able to stamp on surfaces like this is wonderful. Oops, I missed the top of that one. But we don't need perfection. We really don't. Okay, let's move on to another one. Oh, this is quite a big one. I know I've got at least one space, maybe two, that I can pop this one. Oh, doesn't fit on my block. Grab out my bigger block. Yep, fits on that one. So I'm gonna take a bit more to ink this one up, because it, you know, the Stazon are quite small ink pads, aren't they? So you can't just like pop it down and you're good to go. Or we can just squeeze it in there. Yeah, and many of these I'm not stamping perfectly, but I'm not playing with it. I'm not going to try and go in and fix it up or anything. It is what it is. It's more background texture. And if it's not stamped perfectly, then I won't be fussy tearing that one out, will I? No, it will just be part of the overall. And I might just stick to this being background and do more on a separate sheet for fussy tearing maybe, so I've got a bit more room to maneuver between images. You know, I've got a couple of packs of vellum. I can use a couple of sheets if I really want to. Don't need to be super precious about it. Right, so I've got some quite small ones. There's a little sprig of leaves there. Maybe this one. I don't want to use the smallest of them until I'm down to like filling small gaps. So this is quite wet. I'm wondering if I just grab a tissue. Is this a silly idea? Just to lift off some of that surface ink. There's a few spots where I can see, just so it dries a bit quicker. Just being very careful that I don't kind of move the tissue and smear it. Okay, I think that's okay for the ones that I can see, or maybe this bit here. Yeah, a little bit there. Because I will need to, oh, we'll put this on the small block, shall we? No point using the big block for a small stamp. We'll put this aside to dry for a bit before we play with it, because I don't want to risk making a mess of something that's turning out really fun. Really, really liking this. I think it's gorgeous. Custom vellum. How good is that? Whoops. Yeah, I ended up double stamping that one. Never mind. It actually doesn't look too bad. Just want to make sure I change the angle on the stamp as well, so I get a slightly different effect. Different look. And one up here. It's a mushroom fest. Lots of mushrooms. Okay, let's change stamps out. Wet wipe. Because I feel like that's pretty clean. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think it needs it doesn't look like it needs a specific cleaner. But newbie with the Stazon, so I'm happy this is a slice of button mushroom, that's what that is. That's fun. Happy to be corrected or to be educated on Stazon, because I really don't know much at all, apart from it's good on things like this. I was going to buy VersaFine Clear, and I think I still will. Oops. Oh, I said I wasn't going to try and fix them up, but that one is only half there. Oh, that worked okay. I think I still will buy VersaFine Clear, but it was like when I saw the Stazon there when I went to buy the VersaFine Clear. Oh, gee, I'm not concentrating. I was like, oh, yes, please, I'll go the VersaFine Clear. And it's actually cheaper than, sorry, the Stazon is cheaper than the VersaFine Clear. So that was kind of a help in my decision at the time. For some reason, I'm not stamping this one very well. I'm having to concentrate to get the whole stamp printed. Well, my apologies, my friends. I went to check the time on the video and found that an update had triggered the recording to stop. So I had completed my vellum piece here, chattering away to you guys, and you missed a lot of it. So anyway, this is the completed sheet. I'm just kind of trying to grab out a white bit of paper so you can perhaps see it a little bit better. So that's how I've ended up with the bit of vellum. It does still need to dry a bit before I start tearing it up, because I definitely don't want to risk smudging or smearing. It does dry fairly quick, but I'm going to respect it. I'm not going to force it. I'm going to just pop it aside and let it do its thing. So in the meantime, let's have a look at the journal. I've got some pockets already in here that need filling, like this one here. Shall we just work on a masterboard? Actually, might be good. I definitely need masterboards. probably more than one, so let's do that. I need a base. What base would I like? Bear with me, guys. I'm kind of caught on the hop now. That totally, the camera turning off just totally threw me for a loop. Okay, I'm going to use a sheet of this brown paper, which is super yummy, and the colour works really well for this journal. It is 120 GSM, so it's, you know, a little bit heavier than copy paper. Well, quite a bit heavier. So pop these bits aside. I have this lovely image here, which I got, I think, out of a magazine, which I've kind of just got in the pouch here for use at some point. And I've got a bunch of scraps. There, that's a bit of Edith Holden. That's quite thick, so I'm not going to use that. And I've just got some bits of eco-dyed paper in there as well. Isn't that yummy? I need to do more eco-dyeing. I do, but it's not really the season for it now. I prefer to do it like autumn. And it is spring. Right, I'll probably need to grab more bits and pieces for the masterboard, but let's do some gluing. Grab out my glue pages and my glue stick. Oh, I hope I've got enough glue stick actually. It's getting low. Oh yeah, we've still got a reasonable amount there. Right, do I want big bits or little bits? I think I want it a little bit smaller. So let's see how many glue pages we can use. I bet we can use a few. So I've told you about our weekend plans. What are your weekend plans? If you know them. Often I don't know them up until the time, but well, that's not straight. So we'll just hang it over the edge and trim off to straighten it up at the end. This bit, we might just pop on a different area. So I'm going to work this without a direction, this masterboard. I'm going to do it every which way. I don't know how precisely I will be using it yet, what I'll be making with it, but likely to be journal cards and tags, maybe a belly band. So we'll just do it all over. This is lovely, isn't it? Love this background paper. All sorts of yumminess. Spied my ruler was half off the desk, and I thought I'm likely to hit that and it's going to go flip and take a whole lot of bunch of stuff with it and make a very big noise. So just fix that before the issue arises. Gee, my tearing is not straight at all. It's crooked as. But that's okay, because I'll just trim around the edges. And I want to get this done as quickly as possible. Do a couple of, I like to use different sizes and shapes in my collage, even if it's the same paper. You can see how not straight that is. That is utterly ridiculous. There's a nice angle going on there, if I wanted an angle. Put that in the bottom corner. Oop, slippy slidey. Right, and random bit in the middle. Just because there. I've got this long thin strip. Maybe I'll just put it up the edge there. Get it down, then it's used. And it's not floating around in my supplies anymore. So all of these scraps are from papers out of the Mushrooms from Days Gone By kit. Another fun scrap that would work well there. So this video more or less is a lot of preparation for the journal, getting some things done. Right, do I want a, I guess I could put the triangle there. Just gonna take off that point and trim that down to there, I think. Probably going to have to break into some fresh pages for variety. I don't think I've got enough scraps yet to do a whole masterboard and make me happy with, you know, I don't want to use limited number of papers. I want a good amount to give a nice variety, a nice feel to the overall. Now, do we want to use this little bit? It's going to be a problem if we use it, isn't it? Might save it for something else. But we've got another one. Might use that there. I think I'll just glue that whole point down. It will be covered by something else. It's a beautiful day. I'm really looking forward to being out this afternoon and wondering what sort of wildlife I will encounter today. Given that it's a beautiful day, hopefully I'll see the wee ducklings with their mother hen. That would be super cute. They would have grown a bit in the last week, so I'd be very happy to see them again. I may or may not. It's, you know, a reasonable sized property and I only really go on certain areas, so I may not see them. One can hope. That's right next to that other bit, so maybe we won't put that there. Let's put a bit up here. I'm overlapping everything just so we don't get any sort of hard lines working all the way through, so that they're stacked. Adds a bit more interest, I feel. Okay, I think is, oh, I've got one more scrap in this. This is whole pages, but for some reason I've put a part page in there. So we'll use some of that. Time to change out the glue page again. Oh, that's lovely. They're boys, children. How can we kill them? That's awful. It is dreadful. I have no idea what the story is, but it's pretty dark, isn't it? Pretty dark. Talking about how they can kill some children. Anyway, onwards, onto happier, brighter things like mushrooms. Little scrap can go there. And then I think I'm going to break into some new pages. That way. Oops, sliding around on the glue. It's like, stop where I want you to stop. Stop sliding at the right place. Okay, let's have a wee look what we might want. This one had a malfunction through the printer and messed up, and it's double-sided, so I think I'll preserve that for somewhere where I need a double-sided bit of paper. It's a thicker paper as well. We could use a neutral, like, oh, what about the green? Green with the text. That's pretty. Oh, no. That went wrong, so let's just do this. Every time I'm on camera, it's just like ridiculous. Right, making more scraps, and that was not straight. Can we do this little bit? Yes, and that was not straight either. My goodness. Right. All that, oh, it doesn't quite. What if I turn it round? Yep, fits that way. Good, good. So I'm trying to get as many videos as I can done this morning, because I only got one done yesterday and I was wanting to do 3 yesterday, but I was just so tired and I couldn't function. Just incredibly tired. Every now and then it just catches up on me, and I was emotional. I was procrastinating because I couldn't even decide what I was doing. I hate when I get like that, like I can't even decide what I want to eat or what I'm going to cook, you know, because I needed to cook a meal. Well, I didn't actually end up cooking a meal. I rang my hubby and says, look, I just can't tonight. I am over it. I'm over myself. And so he picked up a hot chook and some coleslaw on the way home, and that's what we had for tea with some fresh bread. And that's what's for lunch today, is cold chicken and coleslaw. And hubby wanted to heat his, so he's got coleslaw in a separate container, and he's got the chicken and some mixed veg. So I'll just have coleslaw and chicken. That's ample for me. Yep, let's just pop that bit there. Yeah, I just hate when I get in that state. And hubby knows, if he's with me, he can pick it, because he'll ask me what I want to drink. And I'll, like, I don't know. And, like, limited choices. Or he'll ask me, do you want a cup of tea? And I'll be like, I don't know. Because I physically can't make myself decide whether I want a cup of tea or not. Like, so ridiculous, and yet that's the way I am when I'm really tired, and that's how I was yesterday. So I guess the good side is I did get a video done. The downside is I didn't get the 3 videos done that I really was hoping to. Let's grab out this one. This is pretty. Shall we tempt fate again? Shall we try it? Oh, that one went much better, but not straight. Well, we can't win on everything, can we? I'm busy creating lots of scraps. It's great, because I will need more than one masterboard, I am sure, for this journal. That one wasn't actually too bad in terms of straightness. I think I want might need a wider bit. Don't want it around that way. No. Yeah, maybe. Doesn't matter. Either way. Oh, don't put glue on the front of it. That would have been a bit of an oops. I don't want the white side in the collage, do I? That would have been a bit weird. A bit jarring. We would have just covered it over, but you know. What a waste. Waste of pretty paper if I'd glued the wrong side. That there, we're getting towards the middle. You might have to break into yet another piece of paper, I feel. Almost there, guys. Because the video stopped, I now don't know how long we've been recording, so I'm just going to finish this up and then we will call it a video. And however long it is, whether it's short or long, oh well, it's stuck now. We'll just have to got a little gap here. It'll be what it is, and yeah, we'll just have to be what it is. Because of this silly update breaking into my recording, and it's making me paranoid now that it's like going to do it again. It's because I need to actually do the update, but like at a time when I'm not recording, please. How dare you try and interrupt my workflow. Actually, I can probably put that all the way through there. That works. So that just leaves us one spot to fill. So we're almost there, my friends. Serves me right for not doing the update last night when I first saw it come through. It's like, I did actually mean to, but I forgot because I was tired. And it was like, I just couldn't process that last night. I couldn't even remember that I needed to do it. Right, hopefully I've got something, or maybe a bit of this. Yes, a bit of this would work lovely. Scraps everywhere. Right, that is one masterboard done, of multiple, I am sure. The rest I'll probably make off camera. You don't need to watch me make a dozen different masterboards. Not all in one video anyway. Right, just a little tidy up. Put my desk to rights so we can go over what we did. What did we do? Oh, scraps everywhere. Right, so we made a masterboard. We did that. We did our pretty stamped vellum. Like, look how cool that will be just over top. I think that's going to be cool. And then we prepared all our pockets and envelopes from the kit, ready to embellish and to use in the journal. So I feel like we're making progress. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a brilliant day, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye for now.